How's it going, guys? Cody back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, this is a story on the BBC News website. It's a sad and tragic case, guys. Get a load of this. This is unbelievable. My thoughts and my prayers go out to Joseph Hause. Joseph Hause, I hope I pronounced that right. He was 38 and he took his own life in January the 13th this year at HMP Chelmsford. But just listen to how sad this story is, guys. Right, so the link in the description below, like I always do. Headline reads, HMP Chelmsford prisoner felt he had to offend to get help. A prisoner was found hanged in his cell. Had told staff he felt he had to commit a serious crime to get help after being homeless when he was released on licence and inquest heard. Joseph Hause, 38, died at HMP Chelmsford on the 13th of January this year, 2 weeks after being rearrested. The inquest at Essex Coroner's Court heard he had a history of substance abuse and medical problems. A jury concluded that the cause of his death was suicide. The inquest was told that Mr. Hause had epilepsy and needed a wheelchair. After being released from prison on licence on the 22nd of December 2017, he lived on the streets and spent £44 of his £46 he was given upon discharge on a wheelchair. Mr. Hause was rearrested on the 28th of December 2017 and was found unresponsive in his cell at about 23:20 Greenwich Mean Time on the 12th of January. He was declared dead at 12:15 for the following day. A post-mortem examination had also taken he'd also taken a possible lethal overdose of prescribed and unprescribed medication at the time of his death, the inquest heard. Tragic case. Detective Inspector David Richards of Essex Police told the inquest a suicide note to Mr. House's former partner, whom he'd been convicted of beating, had been found and expressed his regret over how their relationship had gone. He said after being rearrested, he was punching himself in a transit and was very upset. He felt if he was released from recall, he would have to offend with a serious crime to get the help he needed. Mr. Hause was monitored by prison staff and the inquest heard over the coming days he had been more positive, believing he might get the help he needed. On January the 12th, 2018, Mr. Hause had been seen in his cell writing letters on his bed, the inquest was told, before being found unresponsive. A prison service spokeswoman said this was a tragic case. Our sympathies remain with the family and friends of Mr. Hause, she said. HMP Chelmsford has accepted the 7 recommendations from the Prison and Probation Ombudsman and will work hard to ensure other prisoners get the support they need. Wow. 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 This is a man that was on the streets, guys, needed a wheelchair, spent his £44 of his £46 on a wheelchair, reoffended to get the help he needed. That help could have been medically, that help could have been mentally, emotionally, could have been physically. Like I say, it could have been a roof over his head, 3 meals a day. Do you know what I mean? Unbelievable. What a sad, sad case. From homeless to prison, prison to homeless, homeless back to prison, reoffended because he wanted help, took his own life 2 weeks after being recalled. Wow, sad and tragic, man. There's no picture of Joseph, so I can't put it at the start. The mind boggles, guys, with stories like this. I really, words fail me, man. And the echo, the words from the thingy, oh, we've accepted the recommendations. Wow, great, whoopee-doo. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. The Chief Inspector of Prisons, right, of the Her Majesty's Inspector of Prisons, Peter Clark, has said, he's stated that he's on it, this guy. The Her Majesty's Inspector of Prisons report, fail in prisons, prisons in crisis, prisoners in crisis. The system's as broken as those entering it. And it's becoming the case where people are lucky to leave prison alive because it is that bad. It puts you under so much stress and duress that just because these people take their own life doesn't mean that they can't handle the jail. No. It means that they've come to the end of the road and they don't want to do it no more. They might feel like a burden on the family. They might want They might have lost connections with a family. It might be they were sexually abused as a young, as a youth, and then they sat there and they just because the thing in prison, the most dangerous thing in prison, I've said this a lot of times, isn't the spice, isn't the other prisoners, isn't the weapons, isn't this like thing. It's a sustained bang up and your own mental health. Your own mind in prison can take you to some very, very, very dark places, and people seek suicide as a way out. They self-harm. Some do it for the cry to help. Other people, they don't get on the buzzer when they're slashing up or they're hanging themselves. They don't get on the buzzer and then do it. They just do it. Some people cry for help. Other people, the ones that don't cry for help, they're the ones that go through with it. And yeah, sad and tragic, man. Before offenders were ever offenders, guys, those first victims. Like, and I say it a lot, growing up in care, physically abused, sexually abused, emotionally abused, bullied, mental health issues, behavioural problems, parents were addicts, born into abject poverty. There's so many things, guys. And it's not an excuse, but it is all these people. There's a direct correlation between people that have had the shit starts in lives and those that go on to offend. You do get the exceptions and stuff like that, of course you do. But for the most part, people that have had the worst upbringing and the worst starts in life, they're the ones that become the most violent and strictly become a product of their own environment. I'm going to leave you on that note, guys. Leave it there. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.